So, Mr. Jim Burrows, you're with us today at the GOLD program. We're going to do an evaluation assessment type of thing to determine maybe how many treatments you're going to need and what is needed. Can you tell us a little bit about your injury and how this come about?
Okay, the injury was I was carrying a ladder back to my garage along a sidewalk, and somehow my feet got twisted or tumbled or something. I fell backwards. It really snapped my neck really hard, and then I crashed against the sidewalk. Suffered a concussion, according to the doctors. And since that time, I have had an unrelenting, never stop upper neck and head ache. And the only relief I get is opiate medication. I take morphine and hydrocodone.
And how much of this do you take and how many times per day?
Well, it's a low dose of morphine. I think it's 15 milligrams twice a day. And hydrocodone is as needed up to 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel like that alone has impacted your life?
Well, it's been kind of a miserable situation. You know, it's not. It hasn't been fun. Just the pain itself is. I can't have a normal life. It's hard on my wife. It's hard on my family because I'm not acting like old Jim used to act. You know.
How long has it been since the accident?
Oh, this is January, 19 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it affects every part of your life.
Do you ever have a moment during the day that you are pain-free?
Right now, I am nearly pain-free.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a 1 or 2 on a scale of 10.
Where does it hurt the most?
When it's really miserable, it's the upper part of my neck where it meets the skull. And then it can radiate in several different places. It can be sometimes here, or along my temples, or sometimes just kind of all over my head. But at the worst point, it's the neck is hurting and the head is hurting.
And you've seen neurologists?
I've seen chiropractors and NUCA doctors and neurologists and neurosurgeons, and they can't pinpoint the cause of the pain. They tell me I have a lot of stuff going wrong in my neck. A lot of it is because of age, I guess, but they can't identify anything that they feel they could fix they could guarantee would help my pain.
Have you been through physical therapy at all?
I've had 2 sessions of physical therapy. The first, it seemed to be they focused on traction, trying to pull things apart,
Mm-hmm.
and that didn't really help. And the second session was a different therapist, and they were focusing on strengthening muscles in that area, and that really didn't do it either.
Didn't do it. Chiropractor, did they help any?
No.
No.
And I'd been seeing a chiropractor for a long time. So I had an accident. I was T-boned in 2007, and I got whiplash this way, and they did an amazing job of getting me out of that. I had a lot of sick, and this is like a sick headache, by the way. It makes you, I'm sick from here up with it. Nothing to do with my stomach. I just feel sick.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I've seen a good chiropractor for a long time, but he's just not able to
Give you any relief?
correct this.
And it is only from the neck up. You don't have any other type of ailments throughout
No.
from the neck down, correct?
No.
What about sleeping? Do you sleep well?
I have to take sleeping aids.
Since the accident?
No, it was beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't slept well in several years.
Okay.
So it doesn't keep me awake because the medicine puts me to sleep.
Right. And you heard about our program from your
From my daughter,
daughter. Okay. Yeah.
and she knew you.
Right. Right. So, for those that are listening to the video, your daughter has a son, my son's age. They play basketball together, and I was telling her about our program at one of our meetings, and she said, "Oh, please, yeah, you need to talk to my dad."
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah, because it's been a miserable 19 months. And I don't want to keep taking the narcotics. I just don't want to do that. But that's the only relief I get.
Right, and that's the only whatever type of quality it is that you have of
Right.
being able to enjoy your.
Right. It's because of that. And I will say that they are trying to give me increased dosages of gabapentin in hopes that that might help enough, and also some Klonopin in hopes that that might help enough to get me off the narcotics.
Have you been doing that long? Has it helped any?
It's been about a month. Well, the gabapentin has been 3 or 4 or 5 months, and I don't feel like the gabapentin has helped, but the doctor did just double the dosage. The Klonopin, I've only been on it about 6 weeks, and it may be some slight help. It's not significant.
What is Klonopin diagnosed for? What is it?
Well,
or
I
what is
think
it
it's
prescribed
for
for?
Epilepsy, depression.
It's an antispasmodic sort of thing.
Yes.
And it's kind of like gabapentin in that have similar antispasmodic, qualities for them. So it sounds like they're trying to see which one gives them the best results.
Mm-hmm. And do you do any kind of physical exercise daily at all? What do you do?
Well, every other day I do not much. A little workout with some dumbbells, and I try to walk, but I haven't been able to do that recently. I just haven't felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk. We have our subdivision has some hills in it, and I walk up and down the hills, or did. So.
Okay. And we asked this question to everyone, Jim. What are you hoping to get out of our program?
A lot of relief from an unrelenting headache and neck ache, I should say, because I think the source is in the neck. But
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's get busy, and we'll talk to you after.
okay.